Take shots and take broken things off.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Freedom. She is a loggerhead sea turtle. So she was found on July 4th, which is how she got her name, Freedom. Freedom! She's about 140 pounds. She's getting ready to be released. So we've got T-minus 15 minutes. And then she'll be able to go in the water. She'll be going right over there. It's a little choppy today, but that's fine. She won't mind. She'll just be happy to be in the water. And so Freedom came in because she was found floating off of Boca Chica Key on the ocean side, which is just a little bit north of Key West, which is where we are right now. And so there was a boat that was out there enjoying the nice holiday weekend, and they found her floating. She was kind of listing to the side, and they knew that that did not look normal, was not good, so they called us. And so we went down to the ambulance and went and picked her up. And when we got her back to the hospital, when we took the x-rays, we found out that she had an impaction, which typically means that something has blocked up her intestines, so that way she can't poop, and the air gets built up, so they float. Now, from the x-rays, we can't always tell exactly what the impaction is made up of. We have to wait until they pass that. But she was only about 127 pounds when she came in. So she was slightly underweight, but she wasn't emaciated. She wasn't too super skinny, which is a good thing. And so once we got her checked in, that first day we did blood work, the x-rays, the weighing, and kind of do the central bloods. And then once we kind of figured out what was wrong, then we started her on the lactulose and the Beano, which basically just smooth out the intestines, make it a lot easier for that impaction to pass. And eventually, over the next few weeks, she passed that impaction until she eventually was starting to able to just rest at the bottom a little bit. But then she started floating again. She started listing very heavily to one side. And so we figured it was some type of slight lung infection. Nothing too severe, because she was still active. She was just floating sideways. And so we got some of our vets. We had Dr. Raj come in, and they did a lung wash, which basically they clean out the lungs with saline solution. And then we took that and got that tested to see if there was anything bacterial or viral going on there. And nothing super serious popped up, so we just kept her on antibiotics for a few more weeks until eventually, at the middle of September, she was sitting at the bottom. So we took her off of her medication, and she's been off medication now for a few weeks. She's been doing great. We transitioned her from a tank into we had the shallow water in our main pool, which is a little bit more natural environment. So it's a natural rocky sandy bottom, and it's got fish and everything in there. She's done very, very well. And so we decided this weekend would be her lucky weekend, and she'd be able to go into the ocean. So loggerheads like Freedom here, eventually we'll get to be up to about 400 pounds. So at this point, she's still a sub-adult because she's about 140 pounds. So eventually she'll get a lot bigger. She's probably around 20 years old. She's not quite an adult, but she's close. Now we're assuming that she's a female because she's close to adult age, which is about 25 to 30 years old, and her tail is still very short. But we don't know for sure. Once they hit sexual maturity, which is at 25, 30 years old, then if they're a girl, their tail stays short. But if they're a boy, that tail gets very long. And that's how you know that they're a boy. But at this point, the only way to know for sure would be to do surgery and look inside and see what part she has. But if we don't have to do surgery, we're not going to do surgery to determine their sex, because it doesn't affect their care. But we're just assuming that she's a girl. And so we have tagged her. So she has a flipper tag on the backside of each front flipper, which is basically just a little metal tag with a number engraved on it. So that way if she does ever pop up anywhere else, we can plug that number in and we'll know exactly who she is and where she's been before. And then she also has a pit tag, which is a little microchip. It's inserted right inside of her neck, just like microchipping your dog. So that way, even if she were to get injured and lose that flipper tag, then she'll always have that pit tag. Because it's underneath the skin, it will never be lost. It's just like microchipping your dog or your cat or your pet. So at the moment, she's getting ready. We got about 10 more minutes, and then she'll be able to go into the ocean. So she'll be going in right there. We're prepping her little lane for her, getting it ready. So that way she'll have a nice wide open spot and nothing to block her path. And you don't really want to block a loggerhead's path. When she's back in the wild, she'll eat crabs, lobsters, conch, anything with a hard shell. So she's got quite a large jaw strength.
Of course, I like anybody that likes animals.
So it's never a good idea to get in the path of a loggerhead, or really any sea turtle for that matter.
Are you going to be around? So it's going to be about 25 years. If she has babies right now.
Okay. And just in case anybody's coming in a little bit late, this is Freedom. She's a 140-pound loggerhead. She's looking very, very nice. So she came in July 4th, just a few months ago, because she was found floating off of Boca Chica Key. And so she was found floating. And so the boaters knew that that was not normal, because loggerheads don't typically do that. In a perfect world, sea turtles, the only time they ever come up to the surface is to breathe. And they'll come up, breathe, and go right back down. But floating at the surface is not good. So they knew something was up. So they were able to get her on their boat. They were able to bring her into land. We took the ambulance and went and picked her up. And so when we got her back to the hospital, when we took the x-rays, we found out that she had an impaction. And she was also slightly underweight. She only weighed 127 pounds when she came in, which was slightly underweight, but not super skinny, not super emaciated, which is okay. But from the x-rays, we knew that she had some type of an impaction, but we couldn't tell exactly what. So we started her on some lactulose and some Beano to help loosen up that impaction and get it started moving again. And then as she started passing the impaction, she started basically pooping it out. And then we found out that it was mostly a natural impaction. There wasn't a lot of plastic or trash in there. So she had a lot of crab shells and some conch shells, which that's what they're supposed to eat. But sometimes when they eat it, they kind of get stuck sideways in their intestines. So that way they don't pass very easily. But after about a month, she was able to pass all of that. And now she's doing much better. She was finally able to rest down at the bottom. She also had a slight lung infection because she started floating a little bit more sideways again. But after doing a lung wash and giving her some more antibiotics, she eventually flattened back out. And for the past 3 weeks, she's been hanging out in our main pool of our turtle hospital. So it's been a more natural environment. She's been very nicely resting and sleeping at the bottom, which is what she's supposed to be doing. And that's how we knew that she was off meds for so long that she was able to be released. And so we picked this glorious day down in Key West. And so in just a few minutes, she'll be going out right there. It's nice and pretty, a little choppy, it's a little windy, but
I know you do.
She doesn't mind. She'll just be happy to be in the ocean again.
Betty,
and really, that's the important part.
Martin? Oh, yeah. Well, just a question.
But loggerheads like Freedom here, they eat lots of, they're basically carnivores. So they'll eat crabs and lobster and conch, basically anything with a hard shell. That's why they have that very, very large beak. But at this point, I think she knows that it's getting ready to be time. She's got about 5 more minutes left. And then she'll be in the water. And when she does hit the water, she'll be gone. They don't typically hang out. which is a good thing. It means that even though she's been in captivity for a few months, so she's been in rehab, that she won't hang out near people. She'll realize that she doesn't really like people that much because we're the ones that have been drawing blood and sticking her with needles and doing all things like that. Things that happen when you go to the doctor that you may not necessarily like. But she doesn't always know that. So when she does get released, she'll just hit that water and then she'll be gone. And hopefully we won't see her again. Hopefully she'll go be a normal turtle, live a nice, long, healthy life. Their average lifespan's up to be about 100 years. So she's got quite a long time to go. We think she's probably only about 20 years old at this point. And so if she does pop up anywhere else, though, we will know exactly who she is. Because she has little flipper tags. It's a little metal tag on the backside of each front flipper. So that way, if she does pop up somewhere, we know exactly who she is. But also here, helping release Freedom, is Richie. He is our founder. He's the one that started the Turtle Hospital back in 1986. And then we also have Betty, who's our current manager. And so Freedom may not know that she has all of these lovely people helping her, but that's okay. The important thing is that we know. And so she's got just a couple more minutes, only about 3 or 4 more minutes. And so when she does get released, she'll be very nice, right out there in the lovely ocean. So almost ready.
You're doing film.
Okay. Just a few more minutes left.
Yeah.
But we've got quite a nice crowd here today. Lots of people coming out to wish Freedom a nice farewell, which is a good thing. The more people we can teach about the turtles, the better it is for us and the turtles and everything else. So just a couple more minutes.
All right.
And if anybody ever does get the chance, we do have lots of turtles at the Turtle Hospital to see. Because we don't always do a release. It all depends on when a turtle is ready. Today was just a very lucky day for Freedom. Because the loggerheads we like to take right off the beach. Because they are found right near the beach. Right near shore. Whereas a lot of the green turtles, when they get released, we'll take them offshore. Take them into, find them a nice seagrass habitat and release them there. But we're getting ready. And so because Freedom here, she's about 140 pounds. Just about. It's like 139.8 pounds. And the tub itself is about 40 pounds. That means it's quite heavy.
The reason we always wait to time to release the
And so what
always we release them
we do basically is we get lots and lots of people to help.
A few minutes early, and here comes the family with 3 children down the beach. So we always wait until exactly 1 o'clock to release her.
And so she knows.
Bad when you're walking out.
She knows that she's getting ready. She's starting to get a little bit more active. So we're almost ready. We've got her lane all ready for her. We got it all marked off. All these lovely people waiting to say goodbye. But we've also got Freedom. Who's just about ready. She knows. She's ready. And when she hits that water, she's going to disappear. So I think we're 1 minute. So she's almost there. We're making sure all the people are ready.
Ready to go, huh?
And so what we'll do is we'll take her down till she's just a little bit in water and then basically submerge the tub and then she can just swim out. And hopefully she'll just swim straight out. Most of the time they do. We don't typically have a problem with that. Because once they kind of get to that water, instinct takes over, and they know where they're supposed to go.
All right.
So here she goes.
I don't know how you always wind them along.
Thank you all for being here.
Here she goes.
Freedom is really exciting.
And Freedom is about to be free. And she knows it too. Whoop. She knows.
Very rocky.
Kind of rocky.
You guys to go way to the side, so they need everybody off to the side, please. Off to, keep stepping back. I'm going to have a clean shot.
All right.
Getting ready.
Okay, you're not going to lift that up. You're going to sit.
Whoop. Whoop. And ready, set. Whoop.
Freedom.
And Freedom is gone.
Thank you, everybody.
Yay!
We love our job. We love
See?
doing it with you.
And everybody's all happy. One more successful release. And Freedom will now go live a nice, happy turtle life. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed this. And hopefully we'll be able to do this again the next time we do a release. So if you guys do want to see it again, just make sure you let us know. But I hope everybody enjoyed this, and everybody enjoy the rest of your day. And we at the Turtle Hospital, thank you for caring about our turtles.